It's time for the Dragon to retire from playing baseball, but it's not exactly what it sounds like, so let me explain. For years now, I've been tearing up my body in the pursuit of creating the most electric and high energy content in all of baseball. And although it's been a lot of fun, the stress is finally catching up to me, and it's affecting my ability to run my business and be present with my family. So moving forward, even though I will still be playing baseball and bringing you guys great content, I just can't personally go that hard anymore. No more pitching, no more Adderall, and unfortunately, no more Dragon mode. I just want to get back to enjoying the game, and even more so, enjoying my life, which ultimately means dialing things back about 10 notches. So with me officially retiring into Unk status and accepting my role as a has-been, I want to tell you guys the entire story of my baseball career. Let's start at the very beginning. I started playing baseball when I was about 3 or 4 years old. For the first few years, I was nothing special. In fact, I was the right fielder on my team my first season of Pee Wee, which, if you don't know, means I was the worst player on the field. And this must have hurt either my or my dad's ego, because that offseason we got in the cages a lot more. Then I came out the next year, started hitting home runs, and even threw all 3 innings of kid pitch in the championship, which we did win, by the way. From there on out, I was consistently one of the best players in my rec league and even played on the All-Star team every year. Eventually, the All-Star kids formed a travel ball team as that was becoming popular at the time, and things were good for a few years. But then in 2008, the Great Recession hit and my family lost everything, including the ability to pay for baseball. Luckily, one of our close family friends, Rick Norton, paid for me to play on his team in the same organization. The only issue was that this was the C team, which at the time didn't really matter to me, but looking back, I can tell it definitely affected my confidence and my day-to-day training. Less competition on my own team and on the other side of the field eventually led to me plateauing for a few years as a player. Nevertheless, I went into my freshman year of high school as an above-average baseball player, mostly just due to my size and natural talent, but still, I didn't have a very developed skill set or high baseball IQ. And by my sophomore year, I was good enough to get a few starts on varsity as an outfielder and some relief pitching appearances. Both were So that summer, I took things up a notch. I read The Mental Game of Baseball by H.A. Dorfman, and I started getting after it in the weight room and in the cages. And when my junior year came around, I was finally good enough to be a full-time starter on the mound and in the field. I started going to showcases and college recruiting camps and eventually picked up my first offer from a Division III school by the name of Covenant. But this was not good enough for me, so once again, I worked my ass off all offseason and went into my senior year ready to prove myself. After finding my confidence again and learning how to have fun playing the game, I hit .436 with 4 bombs and a 1.91 ERA on the mound. In my head at the time, I thought this meant for sure I was going big time D1, but again, I didn't really have a refined skill set or a high level understanding of the game. Luckily though, my old family friend Rick Norton had a son by the name of Kyle, who actually coached me several times through middle school and high school. And Kyle had just gotten done playing at Georgia Gwinnett College, the current number 3 ranked NAIA in the nation, where he was now coaching. Because of my impressive senior year, my good grades, and his influence from the inside, I was offered as a walk-on, which, if you don't know, basically means no scholarship money and you're not very important to us. But as a kid whose only goal was to make it to professional baseball, I took the offer. I had an academic scholarship, it was close to home, and I knew that being around former draft picks and D1 players every day was only going to make me that much better at baseball. I also decided that with constant lingering shoulder inflammation and limited energy, that it was time to stop pitching and put all my focus into hitting, which, in hindsight, was definitely a mistake.
What is up, chat? Today we're reviewing the Valencia Oslo Float Zero Gravity Heat and Massage Theater Seats. But first, we gotta unbox them and put them together. Let's go.
Kobe. Rule number 1 of nice safety. Cut away from yourself and towards your cameraman. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God.
Wait, hold on.
Yo, don't touch anything. Get your greasy little knobs off.
Nice. Nice.
Leather quality? Extremely nice. Like, dude, fluffy, soft, 3 armrests on hydraulic lifts. And it's deep, dude. Like, look at how, whoa, I'm falling. You know? Like, it's so nice cup holders. Nice and big. USB and USB-C charging ports embedded in there. Ooh, It's the dining trays. What a piece of equipment. I feel like I'm in a spaceship.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yo.
Is this gonna tip? Let's go lumbar out. Yo.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
You know that scene when Darth Vader like comes out and it's like,
Oh.
Luke, me and your father are getting a divorce. We just don't. Oh, dude, the massage is pretty good when you're sitting up too.
The blue one is like a deep massage, dude. Deep
Yeah, that's what I've been on.
Seriously, guys, what an incredible product we have here from Valencia Home Theater Seating. Seriously, unmatched comfort, durability, as you saw, because I tried to destroy it. Simplicity in the setup, and super affordable if you've got money. But yeah, incredible product, Valencia. Thank you guys so much for sending this out. Make sure you hit the link down in the description or in my bio and purchase through my affiliate link.
My freshman year was a rude awakening for me as I realized how much better than me all these guys actually were. I felt extremely out of place and started getting really fucked up in the head, but still yet, I put up decent numbers in limited opportunities. Followed by another offseason of me locking into the grind, which was just a bunch of lifting weights and hitting by myself in the cages, which is good to do, but that's just not how professional baseball players are created. Then I went out for my sophomore year, got a few starts, and put up some pretty decent numbers. And I thought for sure this was the start of my journey to the next level, just like it happened in high school. But that summer, our head coach left to take the coaching job at Georgia State and took our hitting coach with him. So as an unimportant walk-on, I was kind of forgotten about. With no summer ball team to play on, I did my usual thing in the weight room and in the cages, waiting for my junior year to start. But once it started and we met the new head coach, it became very clear that I was even less important to this regime than I was the last one, which fucked up my head even more. I started trying to do way too much, watching Instagram hitting videos trying to fix my swing, going even harder in the weight room, and just generally pressing. Nevertheless, when the spring season came around, I had some pretty big moments early on. I opened up game 2 with a huge home run, leading to a win against the #1 ranked team in the nation, Southeastern University. And then I picked up a couple more RBIs in the doubleheader before eventually being benched in the next game. Then the next game I played, I hit another home run against one of our in-state rivals, Middle Georgia, but again was benched the following game. My head coach said he wanted to see more consistency out of me, but I wasn't really sure how to do that when I kept getting benched after any decent performance. And let me tell you, this fucked up my head bad. I ended up hitting 187 on the season before we eventually got canceled due to COVID. And although this was absolutely devastating, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because the immense failure finally pushed me to find a professional hitting coach to train with all offseason. Instead of just grinding by myself, I started training with Ariel Polanco, a high-level hitting coach most notably known for training Nasim Nunez and Drew Jones. And holy shit, the things this man taught me about hitting just reinforced how much I didn't know before. He was the first hitting coach in my life to paint the entire picture of hitting for me, rather than just giving me simple drills for the sake of an adjustment. And I improved a lot that summer, but going into the fall, I still struggled to be mentally present in the moment and have fun playing, so I played like shit all fall. Until Scout Day, where I went 3 for 3 with this bomb. Big time player type shit. But unfortunately, going into our spring season, I developed a nasty wrist injury and couldn't really swing anymore. I told my coach I wanted to play through the pain. I just needed 4 or 5 starts in a row to get comfortable and show him what I could do. But he told me no. There was apparently no wiggle room for that to happen. So I quit the team with the hopes of rehabbing my wrist and finding a new school to play for. But summer ball started, my wrist still wasn't feeling great, and I had to accept my heart just wasn't in it anymore. If I kept going down this path physically and mentally, I knew it wasn't going to end well. So that is where my baseball career ended, or at least I thought so. Months later, while I was laying around my parents' house, sunning my balls and enjoying retirement, I got a text asking if I wanted to do some lessons at my buddy Cam's facility. And at first it sounded awful, but then I realized I was now a semi-adult and had no money, so I did it. And the occasional lesson led to me taking a job as an assistant coach for a 13U travel team. And let me tell you, those kids changed my life. For the first time in forever, I saw baseball for what it was, a game. Another excuse to get out of the house, hang out with the boys, and have fun competing. And with the love of the game coming back, I decided to start really thinking about a future in baseball again, but this time as a coach. So I decided to start making a push on social media with the intent of growing my pages to get more clients. But along the way, I started seeing this guy pop up on my feed more and more. Some random dude training his ass off to throw 95 miles an hour for no apparent reason other than the fact that he wanted to. And his name was Eric Sim. Watching him do what he did healed something inside of me. I didn't have to train to get drafted. I didn't have to train to make a coach approve of me. I could just train because I liked baseball and I wanted to get better. So that's exactly what I did. I started working my ass off again and documenting the journey on my growing social media pages, while also mixing in the comedy and personality that I was never really allowed to publicize while pursuing a professional baseball career. On this journey, the biggest leap I made by far was training with world-class strength coach Steven Muzan, where I gained 50 pounds of body weight in just a matter of months. It sure as hell wasn't pretty, but my velo on the mound and my power at the plate shot up tremendously. And coincidentally, at the same time, all the guys at my facility joined a random men's league and invited me to play. And by complete accident, our men's league content was born. And as most of you guys know by now, the next 5 years were full of ups and downs as I continued learning, training, and building a social media brand. I pulled down 97, hit 90 on the mound, hit a ball 107, struck out Eric Sim, lost to Eric Sim, blew out my arm, won our men's league, hit 90 again, faced a bunch of D1 commits and MLB prospects, lost to Eric Sim again, twice, faced Coach Rack, trained at Tread Athletics, fuck you, Scott, blew out my arm again, way worse this time, hit a bunch of bombs, lost in the men's league championship, threw a no-hitter in a skirt, hit absolute bombs in a celebrity home run derby, carved some more dudes up in men's league, blew out my arm again, went off and hit 5 home runs in 6 games, winning the men's league championship, and then went back to the celebrity derby and beat my nemesis Eric Sim in the championship to win the whole fucking thing. And now we're here. I trained with Chris Sale's rehab guy and fixed my arm. My swing is feeling more powerful and consistent than it ever has, and things in my life are finally starting to fall into place. So I could go all in again, devote myself to training even harder, and see how far I could go. Throw 95, get signed to a pro team in one of the top indie ball leagues, and prove to everybody just how good of a baseball player I really am. But I'm 27. I'm happily married with 2 beautiful children, and I will always remember the words that God spoke to me in the darkest moments of my college career. I will give you a platform through baseball to influence millions. The key word being through baseball, not on baseball forever, but through. And I believe that God has fulfilled that promise to me. Through baseball, He has given me a platform to live out my truest dream, being free while making a living entertaining people. And I believe that anything more I invest into the game of baseball right now is selfish desire, not righteous obedience. My family needs me around more, not constantly training and rehabbing for a mediocre pro career. And this brand needs me more focused behind the scenes, planning shoots, organizing events, and making sure that we're consistently putting out fun and exciting videos for the fans. So for the first time in my life, I get to make the decision to walk away. No injury this time and nobody telling me I'm not good enough. Just me and God agreeing that it's finally time to stop trying so hard and focus on bigger things in life. So if you're a fan of seeing me go psycho mode on the baseball field, I'm sorry, but those days are behind me. But if you're a fan of the things I create, then strap in, because God told me to do a whole lot more than play baseball.